I'm going to see what happens. I haven't actually hit this point before.
And it blows up.
Hey guys, how's it going? You guys hear us okay? Stream should be up and going now.
Blows up.
Hey guys, how's it going? You guys hear us okay? Stream should be... Hello?
Loud and clear. Yeah, they're hearing you.
Very
Loud
loud
and clear. Perfect.
There's about an 8 to 10 second lull in there, but
That's gonna happen, unfortunately. So, welcome everyone who is already here to the Battletech Fan Invasion AMA. Feel free. I got Lauren, Randall, John, Brent, Aaron, and Ray here, all who have their fingers in every little pie of the Battletech Kickstarter. So feel free. I'm gonna let each of them speak their own term. And if you guys have any questions, please put them in chat. Every single person here has got chat open so we can read your questions.
Hello, everyone. This is Lauren Coleman from Catalyst Game Labs, and welcome to our second AMA. We'll go around the table real quick for one-sentence introductions, and over to Randall.
Randall Bills, the production manager, and overall wear a lot of hats, try to get stuff done. Just before we were on this, we were ramming some last production through the door right as we were going live.
I guess what a John since Brent bailed on us already.
Yeah.
John Helfer's fiction, actually no, executive editor this year. Yes, I should really remember my title. I oversee all the great fiction we've been putting out this year, leading up to Hour of the Wolf, which we'll be talking about a little bit later.
And Brent is back.
Brent!
Yes! Sorry, I had a package delivered and I was worried my dog was going to freak out, so I ran out to intercept. Hello, I'm Brent Evans. I am the senior art director for Catalyst and creator, or I guess orchestrator of all visuals for the game.
There we go. And Ray?
Ray Arestia. I'm the Battletech line developer, and I pretty much keep the wheels spinning.
And Aaron?
Hi, I'm Aaron Kale. I'm the assistant line developer, and I pretty much keep Ray's wheels from flying off.
And my name is Talon Coleman. I am the disembodied voice that you don't see with the video, as I am just here to help pass along questions. A lot of you guys have seen me in the emails and on some of the videos for the updates. So I will let people take it away and start finding questions that you guys have.
Before we answer our first question, I should ask, is someone recording this time so we actually can post the answers later?
It recorded last time.
Yeah, recorded last time.
I thought we didn't keep a copy or something.
No,
It didn't keep a copy very well of the live chat, but you know.
Okay. The chat window didn't keep a copy. That's what it was. Okay. All right. So, Talon, do you want to throw out some questions? Where are we at?
Yeah, so I did see one, and we'll start with a funny one. And someone was asking, when will the BT minis come on sprues? With a smiley face.
I hope never, unless we go. The only reason why I would want to go to sprues personally would be because we've gone to some kind of crazy high impact polystyrene, and the mechs are coming out sharp and perfect, Games Workshop, high end stuff. But that'd be I'll let Randall do a further comment on that maybe, since it's a production thing.
Yeah, I mean, there's always so one of the things that I did during lockdown over the 9 months is, for those that can see behind me, an endless series of shelves. Every one of those shelves contains one, if not two, minis games. So I've played about 60 mini games over the last 90 years, the last 9 months, and then I've built out this giant. Yeah, you can tell how tired I am.
It feels like 9 years.
Is that like gaming years? Gaming years are 10 years.
Like gaming years, much less, how long and how many days we've spent up getting all these Wave 2 stuff off. Anyways, so we've also then built spreadsheets that we then put together all of how the minis are done, how they come on sprues, the quality of it. And so then it is always a balance of, price versus pull it out and throw it out on the table and play it. And ultimately, we feel we have carved out a really good spot where we don't have the best minis in the market. No one can top Games Workshop's. As much as I dislike Age of Sigmar, their minis are just to die for. They're just the best that exists right now. But we have very good looking minis, and we have them at a very reasonable price, and you just open them up and throw them on the table and play. And that creates an incredibly good, an easy on-ramp for people to do. And so will we have sprues someday? Well, probably, just because we like continuing to explore and do stuff. But for right now, we're really going to concentrate on what we've done and what you guys have helped us do. Actually, that was the other funny thing is Bryn, who is the Leviathan's line developer, he put together a spreadsheet of the last like 100 tabletop miniature game Kickstarters that anyone has done. And one of the data points was how many miniatures those unlocked. And the top that any previous Kickstarter over the last like 5 years has unlocked outside of like the Bones series was 30 minis. So the fact that we did 100 is really pretty insane. And we have plenty that we need to concentrate to get those on out the door.
And to exactly one question for me to post my usual concern for Randall, please limit your answers to less than 5 minutes, or this is going to be a long time.
That was only like 4 minutes.
I mean, we have 2 hours of this, you know.
That's right. I can fill up 90 of it very easily.
I know you can.
Let me start typing my sentence.
So just letting you guys know, I do want to wait to make sure that we get enough backers in here, enough viewers to make sure that we can answer the questions about the canon characters. So I'm going to be skipping those questions for now, but I will make sure it's answered. I just want to make sure we get as many people in here as possible who hear Lauren's work on the canon character credits.
I'll probably answer it more than once, so I'll just answer Thurman's question really quick. Thurman, your credit has been applied. I don't know why this happens, but we have done export after export from CrowdOx, and every time we do an export, there are more people that we find that we missed in the previous exports. I'm not sure what causes that. We have finished off multiple lists that I would have said was everybody, and then we export and find another 150 people. Maybe it's because your surveys were open at the time, so it didn't export it as a completed survey. I don't know. But we attack it every time we find we missed people. And, just because I had Thurman Austin's name in there, I looked him up, found him, gave him the credit. It's really easy. And really, for the most part, we're done, except for we don't know who we missed until you raise your hand and say, not me, and then we fix you. So, Thurman, you're good. And I'm sure I'll answer that question again before the end of this AMA.
So Turbo Turtle, right after that, says, what do you foresee for the line in the next 18 months?
Less Craig Reed.
Let's go to Ray for that one to start with. Maybe Ray.
That was an author asking. We can just ignore that one.
Yes.
Stuff. Lots of stuff.
Ray.
Yes, the next 18 months.
Yep.
IlClan will be in there somewhere.
I don't know. I believe you.
Back in.
A decent chance.
Wow.
Briefly, we're going to expand on what we've been doing with IlClan will be out, and we'll be expanding that storyline with source book material along with the fiction. We're looking to expand what we've done with the Chaos Campaign series and the Battle Mech Manual over the next year, next 18 months. That's about all I got at the moment.
Well, let's be clear. There is plenty more. We're not quite ready to start unleashing
announcing
all that we have. So we still got to keep it a little close to the chest. We don't want to distract you, much less ourselves, from wave 2 and getting wave 2 out the door, since there's still, we're almost there, but there's some still pretty crazy heavy lifts in there. So there is lots coming. Don't think that suddenly we hit the IlClan book and we collapse to the ground, though. We will collapse to the ground for a little while. Let's be clear. But there is lots.
And there may be some empirical evidence that the universe may actually just stop rotating when this happens, because it's been this unicorn for so long.
Not as long as the Clan box set. We got that out the door. So
yes, we did.
John, fiction for the next 18 months. What do you got?
Fiction, obviously, if you guys haven't gone to this terrific website for Hour of the Wolf, I strongly suggest you go check it out. January 1st, 2021, Hour of the Wolf will drop. Literally the biggest Battletech novel ever published. It's going to be about 150,000 words of Terran campaign goodness. I really can't wait. Blaine's done an outstanding job. We're just, with everything else, getting it over to the finish line. And then we enter what I call phase 2, which is Terra has been parceled out, and I'm going to leave it at that. No spoilers. And then it's what happens afterwards. The rest of the inner sphere and the clans react, and then we've got a whole line of things set up. Novels, the great houses start reacting to what's happened. The fundamental shifts happen in the inner sphere, and it's going to be a lot of fun. So we have at least, it's a novel every other month, basically, and then we got novellas. And also, we'll talk about other stuff later with mercenaries, but that's another thing down the road, and just tons of new fiction.
Okay.
John, there was a question about whether the premium novels will be showing up in POD form.
Not in POD form. We can't do that. We will still be doing it. I'll still be releasing everything in POD, but it'll just be the trade papers.
Randall, was that Ryan McLemore's question?
I just saw it up above.
Okay.
And then actually, let me answer this really quick, because Ryan asked, will Grey Watch Protocol Part 2 come out for Hour of the Wolf? And I want to pimp this because this is really exciting. Unfortunately, Ryan, the answer is no, but it's a really cool reason why it's not, because
Don't
Grey
tell
Watch.
them. Keep it a secret.
We've
Tell them
announced
nothing.
We've announced this. What are you talking about? Because the Grey Watch Protocol, which is called Paid in Blood, which is an awesome title, is tied into the next year's worldwide event, and we're releasing it in February before that. So it's going to be really cool. You guys, it's going to blow your mind. I've seen some of the maps that are being created for this thing. I don't want to spoil the event itself if you don't know the details, but it's tied up directly to that. It's going to be awesome. So,
and I know I've put this online a couple of times, so this is not spoiling anything yet. But I have said in the next 6 to 12 months there will be a big focus on mercenaries overall. So expect to see a lot more Merc related product.
Because of mercenaries.
Yeah.
Hey, Randall, just letting you know, when you copy and paste stuff, it shows up over your camera.
Oh, does it really?
Yeah, it does.
Oh, that's hilarious.
I know you're just trying to copy questions over.
Yeah.
Just to keep on the fiction line, John, you have another fiction question here. Are there any plans to go back and put out novels for other Battletech eras like Jahaz from Crackstoken 2?
Oh, well, I'm glad you asked that, because the answer is yes. Basically, we wanted to get the big thing this year, and I'd like to think we've done a really good job of it, is setting up moving forward. But as you all know, Battletech is such a rich, really, really rich universe. We absolutely want to go back. This is something I'm springing on Ray right now, but we'll talk about it later. I want to go back and do stuff in the clan, the home worlds, which we haven't even touched on, which will be down the road. But yes, I plan on Jihad. That's why Shrapnel is very interesting to me, because we're getting a lot of different era stories for Shrapnel, which I love. In the upcoming issue, which comes out, which drops in 4 days, we have one set in the Succession Wars, the early Succession Wars. And I love those kind of period pieces that go back and explore back in the day for things. And so, yes, we have every intention of doing that. It's a matter of time of when we're going to squeeze those into everything else. Right now, we're totally focused on Ilclan, but those will be coming. Absolutely.
Sean, I want to follow up that question about the novels, the hardcover leather books coming to regular POD paperback. They're already available on POD paperback, aren't they?
A lot of them are. We've been rolling them out because, bluntly, they need to be proofed. The scans because I keep getting, and by the way, anyone who's put in corrections, thank you very much for doing that at Amazon. We really appreciate it because it makes my job easier. Basically, the ebooks that we threw out there were done off of scans of the original books, and they're, to be fair, not the neatest. And so I'm going through and making sure we're doing like Prime.
OCR is not your friend.
It's not. And so I want to make sure that you guys are getting the best reading experience, which means we go in and collect them, which unfortunately that takes time because it's fairly low on my priority list. I love them, and I love you guys to keep buying them. That's great because it shows it's a really good part of the market that we're trying to build into. But unfortunately, putting out new stuff, putting out backlist, I have to balance my time frame, and it's one or the other, and sometimes it's one falls to the wayside, which is unfortunate because I want to have these all back out in print. So
is Raven's hat for sale somewhere? I don't think so. Ray, was that a Battletech patch like glued onto a denim hat or something?
No, it was a gift.
So bend down so we can see it, because all I'm seeing is your brim. Oh, there we go. Oh, nice.
Is that embroidered directly on the hat, or is it a patch applied to the hat?
It's embroidered.
And why are we not selling those?
With the
Lauren doesn't like hats.
Lauren hates hats.
Because everyone
Lauren, do you like money? Do you like money?
They don't sell.
Well,
we have one sale
It
here.
turns out if you don't make them,
once
they don't
again, the hats that were done last time were garbage.
Well,
So
yeah.
that's not a fair assessment.
Yeah, when you make a crappy hat, of course it's not going to sell. Anyway.
So next question I have is for kind of a Lauren, kind of a me. It's from Suboptimal00. You all have had problems tracking backer requests and applying or issuing things. Examples are characters that took you PDF codes, etc. What are your plans for addressing database operation issues in the future?
That's actually a question for Talon.
It really is. So a lot of the Battletech. Well, I didn't know if Lauren had anything he wanted to jump on in because he's been a part of this too. A lot of the stuff that we've done for the Battletech Clan Invasion Kickstarter was using technologies that we were not familiar with. Crowdox is brand new to us. Using Quartermaster Logistics is brand new to us. And with both of those new companies came new technology that we had to learn on the back end. Not only just learning in general, but also learning the limitations that those programs can do. Like when we broke Crowdox, I think like 4 times trying to do things that we thought would make sense, but that their programs couldn't do. We will continue to look at new technologies to help better collate database operations, like with the character names for the backers who did the artwork and the in-universe characters, along with any other Kickstarters we do in the future where we want to push out codes for either free PDFs or getting your PDFs to you sooner after the campaign ends. So hopefully that answers a lot for you, Suboptimal.
Yeah, and the top technology we quickly abandoned was the direct messaging system on Kickstarter because it's awful. You can't organize it. You can't easily go to the furthest back question. It is you can't track your conversations very easily. It's a terrible piece of technology, which we will start right away with our new Help Scout system right at the start next time, and hopefully keep better track of it. By the way, John, if you didn't hear Talon before, anything you text goes on your window for everyone to read.
So when you text,
not do that.
Chat, the text that you put in there pops up onto your window.
What did John spoil?
Nothing. It was just a comment.
He was doing the same thing, just putting in something to answer. I think another question to follow up on that, Lauren, is that as a reminder, Crowdox is this rather large company that does hundreds of Kickstarters, if not thousands of them, fulfills them all over the world, and Battletech broke it twice.
Yeah.
So that, again, we absolutely will be working hard to overcome those limitations going into the future, but it's just a good reminder that this was so large and so massive that we broke it twice, and they had to go in and make custom codes and do special stress tests just because of what you guys accomplished. So, go Battletech.
Yeah, and if anyone seems like they have like follow-up questions, like Suboptimal, if you have more questions, I just don't see them below. It's because I am just scrolling through looking for questions, so I'm not seeing the live chat, unlike these guys who are probably seeing it fly by. So if you have another question about that, please put it in. I'm sure I'll scroll down and eventually see it. The next one is actually back to Ray, which is, what's the estimated ETA for the Ill-Clan source book?
Do we have that out on the site?
It's April, but I don't know if you've adjusted that since then.
For the print book?
Yeah.
I would say spring and leave it at that.
Yeah, there we go.
Make his life harder. I see.
And someone else still wants the
2021.
poster behind you, Ray.
2021.
Ray, why is
Almost
the Oakland
guaranteed.
you want to explain why the Oakland source book is currently in a delay?
Well, currently it's in a delay because we're working in tandem with Hour of the Wolf. So it will not fully start until we've got that book in the can.
Okay.
We have most of it written. We still need to generate artwork. It needs to be edited, laid out. So it will not drop simultaneously with Hour of the Wolf. It will follow it.
It was. I would say we could say it was a mistake that we tried writing the Oakland source book before we had written the actual novelized fiction for the Oakland storyline, because the fiction automatically develops a lot more subplots and story, and we were missing that. And once we realized that the source book or the novel was going to expand over and above what the source book was going to do, we realized we had to wait and finish the source book second.
Right, and the novel itself has been taking shape over the past year plus, so that's really why the source book is lagged behind at this point. But it is definitely coming. I can't give a hard ETA. I know what I'd like to say, but we'll see more on that this coming year.
I'm going to pick up a quick question from Jal1656. How do we fix our character details if they are wrong on the website? I'm assuming you're talking about the canon character survey website where we have posted a lot of the characters. We will either make that a sub feature of our store at Catalyst Game Labs email, or we will come up with another email special for that. We will be addressing that very soon. A guy named Mike Ritchie is responsible for that. He has made himself responsible for helping make sure all the character surveys are correct, and that should be posted in an update very soon. So if it's really, really bad, you could jumpstart it by going to store@catalystgamelabs.com and putting character survey in your subject matter. Those emails also go directly to Mike Ritchie, but maybe give us a week or two to make sure that's all clean and neat before we do that. I'd appreciate it.
Yeah, part of the revamp of our data of how we manage our database, which Mike Ritchie's helping us with that, as being an extra body, and then having someone who can dedicate their time towards that. Eric Johnson also asks, this is a Lauren question, what is the project date for Wave 2 and the people who have Wave 1, Wave 2 for the backers who took single shipping?
The projected date for Wave 2 is the same for everybody, even if whether they're single or split shipping. Just so you know, the basic schedule is January 15th, all product is finished printing and assembling in China or wherever else for the few things we're doing domestically, and it gets put into freight going around the world to the different hubs, to the five hubs. February 15th to February 25th, we expect all product to be at all 5 hubs, and we'll begin sorting into the different packages. And by about March 1st to 10th is my estimation, packages will start shipping to the first backers for Wave 2. And that's for all Wave 2 backers, single or split, doesn't matter. Wave 2 is simply Wave 2. So hopefully that answers your question. And we feel that's a pretty, we got lucky to get everything, right now everything's correct to get out of China before Chinese New Year shuts down that country for, 30 to 45 days. So assuming nothing goes wrong leading into Chinese New Year, and something has gone wrong every year for the past 10 years, we hope to hold on to those dates. We feel pretty good about them at the moment, and I will let people know if we see any issues as they come up. But right now, Randall, have you seen any issues recently? Everything looks like we're on time, on target.
I would agree with you. I would also agree with Brent hanging his head that unfortunately you just don't know about manufacturing in China.
I'm like, dude, you said actual dates on that one.
Yeah. So
well, I mean, that's. I mean, if we're not done by January 15th, we're dead in the water until after Chinese New Year. I mean, that's got to be out there.
Just so people know, like,
but you know, you do the best you can, and you schedule and plan as best as you can, and then cross your fingers at the end of the day. Unfortunately, when you're printing overseas. So yeah, I'm actually feeling pretty good. We're almost done with the last 3 or 4 items that still need to go to print that we have been desperately working on these last few weeks. So, you know, let's Havoc. Let's hope that's not the case. Smiley face. But just you know, it is the nature of printing overseas. You just never know what's going to happen.
George asks, will we see more box set expansion Kickstarters bring us to the Ilclan era? I don't know if that's a Lauren or a Ray question. Lauren, I'll leave that up to you to decide.
That's that. Go back to what Randall said. We are playing. You know, there are things coming out. We will do, fair to say, another Kickstarter for you guys once we've all taken our time at the asylum and recovered. Are they box sets? Are they other items? We really don't want to say at the moment because we're trying to we're really trying to stay focused on finishing the clan invasion because we get distracted very easily, as you all know. But Ray, is there anything else you want to say about that?
What was the question? Are we going to do a Ilclan box set, Ilclan Kickstarter? That
will there be more box set expansion Kickstarters bringing us to or toward the Ilclan era?
How far do you want to shove your foot in your mouth, Ray?
Right. There's nothing on the plate for that right now, but that is very much something we'd like to do.
It's cute that everybody's jumping on that now. We haven't even delivered Wave 2 yet. It's
Yeah.
a little early to be jumping down that one. We know what we plan to do next, but I can understand the logical train of thought of like, okay, well, we've been working our way through eras. You know, we're, you know, beyond Civil War and stuff. What come next? Just know that we'll continue cranking away, and Battletech is stronger than it's ever been. So this is just the beginning.
This is like a John question. Do you ever wish to do a story about the survivors of Clan Wolverine, connecting the 331 or maybe something new for those who escaped clan space?
No.
That's from Zan.
I like Ray's head as
I know. That's what I'm laughing at. He's just already shaking his head. I know there is an author who would love to do that, but there are currently no plans.
I will say we do love to bring it up behind the scenes regularly just to torment Ray, which is why his head started shaking so quickly, because it's the ultimate trump card behind the scenes when we're thinking of cool ideas for things and stuff, and we're working on, well, what about Wolverine? And Ray's always,
and we just like to poke the bear. But honestly, guys, there's so much more I want to explore in the IP, and Wolverines would be way down there. Because that's a fragment of something that's just. I know there's a diehard faction out there that really loves them, and kudos to you guys. But I've got so much more stories to tell in other areas at a higher level. The Wolverines just don't factor into that, I'm afraid. Betrayal of Ideals is really kind of their swan song, and it's there for a reason. I'm going to be honest about that.
Andrew Kroll has a question, and this is kind of, again, a Lauren and me. What is being done about the lack of response or timing from customer service requests?
Andrew, we're getting to them as fast as we can, as often as we can. 15,000 people are all often waving at us for attention. We have, I think, 5 or 6 people, including 3 from inside the company and a couple from outside, who they spend a lot of time doing that. In fact, 2 of them from outside, that's their only job. But it comes in waves, and it does get pretty crazy. Our Help Scout email system was completely cleaned down to 0 emails pending as little as only 2 months ago. There's a few in there now trailing more than 30 days old, maybe a dozen or 2 dozen emails. Those are all being cleaned up. Our plan is back to 0 emails by Monday. So if it's we're doing the best we can on that, but we can only put so much time on customer service emails when we've got a December 15th deadline staring us in the face. So we're trying to balance that by getting stuff done as well as answering questions. And so many questions are the same questions we answer in updates and in the comments threads on the Kickstarter that we're trying not to just burn all of our time there. But we will try to do better. We're always trying to do better. This running a mega Kickstarter has definitely op-checked us. In fact, we ran a really good Kickstarter about 2 years ago where we fell on our face pretty hard because we weren't ready for 4,000 people to demand our attention. And that was for Shadowrun for Sprawl Ops. We took a lot of lessons learned from that. And the fact that we were able to manage 15,000 people as well as we have, I feel is a pretty good win. I'm not saying it was perfect or great. I would give us a good, decent to good rating on this one for 3 to 4 times the number of people. We're learning and we're trying to figure out how to best impart information and stay on target with the calendar at the same time. Tal, do you want to add anything to that?
No, I think you explained it pretty well. Like it comes down to I'm one of the people who answers the emails, and I'm sure a lot of you guys have maybe heard from me in there. And it comes down to I answer somewhere around 100 to 150 emails a day, only to come back the next morning to see 200 more. So there's just a lot of just basic questions that people ask that even though they take me 10 seconds to answer, you multiply that over 100 emails. It's a lot of time spent doing that. And I'm pretty much doing that full time while basically review checking with Randall the updates and trying to keep my own work moving forward as well. So,
and I'll move this right into the question from Wrenched, which I answered earlier about why is it hard to fix issues with canning character credits, Tookie and PDF codes. Again, at one point we thought we had done every character credit that possibly CrowdOx said was owing. Our response is only as smart as the CrowdOx export system. And yet, every time we do a new export, we might find anywhere from 50 to 150 new credits that we didn't get to the last time. We're not sure why the system isn't as responsive as we would like it to be. So we are getting to the end of the codes again, and sometimes it may just take at some point someone sending an email to us saying, "Hey, I was missed again." And we're getting to them as fast as I just did. Thurman Austin's here while we're in chat window. It's a 30-second fix. Those are easy. We just only know what the system tells us. So we're trying to make the system better. As far as Tookie and PDF codes or any PDF codes that anyone might want to ask about, again, a lot of it's based on the way CrowdOx exports information to us. It's not always clean and neat. It takes a lot of scrubbing and compiling. And then talent go in there and generate the codes. We have not found a system yet that is perfect. We tried generating 1 code per product, and that broke the system early on. We've tried doing generic codes and codes by backer level. I think the best that we've done so far was the 2 cornucopia products on the store, which allows us to put a lot of product in one place for people to come get it, and we're hoping to add more of that kind of features to our own store to better serve our customers. So we're trying to get to them as fast as we can, but no matter how fast we get to them, we're always having to come back and redo them again and again just because of the way the data comes to us. So we're trying to improve that. Talon, you want to, again, that's pretty much right at us. You want anything else you want to say?
No, I think that's pretty good. I'm sure more questions will come up about that might make us go more specific, but I'll wait for those questions to come up too. Ryan, go ahead, Randall.
No, I was just saying, I've seen a couple of different questions asking about the tactical dice kits, Stranomecti map, the initiative deck. These are a couple of last items that we have not done a preview for. And absolutely, before the Pledge Manager closes on the 22nd, we will provide updates and show off all of these last things that you have not seen. So I just want to kind of bunch those all together. And if there is something we have not shown off yet, it will be shown off before it actually closes. So you guys can decide if you want to keep it or add it or, dump it.
Yeah, we're trying really hard this time to make sure that we try to show off a little bit of everything that is coming in to make sure that you guys know what it looks like before going into your pledge managers and adding it at the last second. Because I know that there are plenty of backers who have reservations about not being able to see the product first.
Yep.
All right,
So
we need to go a speed round here and try to do like try to answer some of these simpler questions with quick 20-second answers. Ray,
Yep.
what are the odds of the next Kickstarter campaign containing vehicles?
The odds are good.
The odds are good. I like that answer.
Good answer.
Will Grey Watch Protocol 2 come out before?
Tells people like their vehicles. We need things to blow up nicely on screen, I think.
I already answered that one, Talon.
Oh, did you? Okay.
Yep.
What does tech readout irregulars do out? I'm not sure who that would be. Is that Ray?
Yeah,
I guess definitely Ray.
sometime quick. Okay, Aaron.
Aaron?
Well, it's through Reddit. It's with the developer for a last review, and then it's going. It's already through layout, in fact. So all it needs is a developer review. We're close, but that same developer is the one doing recognition guides. So he's been a little backed up getting that second cycle of those.
So you're thinking what? Like maybe 2 more months? Within 2 months?
Less than that. Less than that.
Less than that. So there we go. So early 2021. As soon as we turn the calendar page, TRO irregulars. John,
We got pretty close.
plans for more audiobooks.
Yeah, I've seen that question pop up a couple of times. There's already supposed to be available now. Anyways, the next trilogy that's coming out is Bill Keith's Grey Death Legion, the first books. And the first one is already supposed to exist. It is stuck in ACX, and they're driving me crazy. It's uploaded. It's ready to go. I should have gotten an email saying, hey, go buy this. I have the second one in the queue, ready to upload as soon as the first one comes out, and I just am working with the narrator on the third one. Yes, there are absolutely plans to accelerate our audio program. I've been listening to Tex do his The Adventures of Scrombles, the Merc Warrior, which is hilarious. He's got a voice like smoked butter. It's amazing. I plan to reach out to him and get him working. I have a very special project for him that I think you guys are going to just go crazy for. So yeah, audiobooks is a key part of our audio moving forward. Or I'm sorry, our fiction moving forward. Absolutely. The response from the fans has been terrific. We are absolutely going to be releasing everything. Eventually is going to be out in audio. So you want an audio, you're going to get it. It's just going to take time because 150 books.
John is the one that does 120 words in 20 seconds. It's pretty impressive, isn't it?
Wow, a compliment from Lauren. I'll take it. I'll take it.
Gendrew Bratt, I'm going to see if I can do your PM credit right now because I've got your name and I've got it open. While I'm doing that, someone answer Insaniac's question there.
Hi, Insaniac. Randall, I'll leave this to you. This is your question I've been bugging you about for a week and a half now for him.
Which one?
I just question. I've been bugging Talon about this, but are you able to add the Mercenaries 2 deck to buy? I want to get a second one.
No, that's all on Lauren.
and the blame shifting begins.
But within the next week or two, there will be an update on the decks. So again, that falls in the category of, we hope to have updates and previews posted of every last little bit by the time we're done.
I think they're talking about the Mercenaries 2 deck, which we gave away free. I don't think we actually. I thought it was for sale on the Kickstarter already. We did give everyone a free copy as part of our offset to help, kind of like because of shipping costs. We were trying to do something nice for everybody. But I think it is available for sale. If not, it certainly will be on the. I'll try to check it on the Kickstarter as well as on the Catalyst Game Lab store. Any deck we make should be for sale overall, I think. So I don't see why it wouldn't be.
Yep.
Oh, but I ended up just losing my spy. I ended up accidentally going to the live feed. I lost my questions.
I actually want to call out this comment because it's one of the funniest comments that made me laugh from Fungazi. Please help me stop spending money and close the pledge manager soon.
No,
just cracked me up.
No, to be honest and to reiterate, 22nd, everyone. That is when it's closing. Don't forget.
Yeah.
I did see a couple of questions. And of course, I just lost the question I was going to respond to. Oh, so there are several items. I saw somebody doing the talking about the beard off video that we're supposed to do. We have had our heads down working on physical items for so long. We are absolutely aware that there are some more, shall we say, ephemeral, some PDFs that need to get done, some videos that need to get done. Absolutely. We are aware that those are there. We are aware that we need to get them done, but we just had to get the physical product done to try to race the clock of Chinese New Year shutting it down. So
and then things like the Tookie and PDF becoming an entire book.
Yes, exactly. Because we decided that why not? Let's take a little PDF and blow it up to a monstrosity, and add in a whole 9 anthology fiction bit, and because we're crazy. So yeah, we will. Next week, every last physical item will be at the printer. We will collapse into a fetal position for a week or two, get through the holidays, and then as we stand back up, we'll be hitting those other items that we still need to deliver from the Kickstarter.
So Ryan McLemore had another question. I'm pretty sure it was kind of answered by another couple of questions earlier, but looking ahead in the far future, like 2021, are there plans to make expansion box sets / force packs for, say, Civil War, Jihad, Ilklan? I feel like that was kind of
2022, Talon. Read the number.
2022.
The short answer is yes.
Sort of.
Yeah, leave it at that.
Actually, I think this is a pretty good one. Travis Becker asks, why have you taken a hard stance against 3D modelers making great minis for free? D&D has a person they've contracted for creating the original monster manuals and offering them for free. I think he's referencing the 3D files.
Travis, it's a fair question, and I've had to deal with this from multiple people. And the short answer, and I'm going to keep this kind of short because I'm sort of required to. Topps does not allow us to endorse people. If you make it for yourself, then it's fine. We don't care. We don't mind. But Topps requires us to protect their property. We are legally licensed and required to protect their property under certain circumstances, one of which is uncontrolled release of Topps copyright and trademarks. And so when a 3D modeler starts giving away 3D, very few of them give them away, but even when they do, we're supposed to clamp down on that. And certainly they can't do it at cost or for any kind of compensation, because at that point, legally, you are trading off of Topps' property. We can't take a stance here. We are legally required to deal with this. I can't say any straighter than that. It's a part of our license. We understand the frustration. Trust me. I mean, I've got a 3D printer at home too, and I love printing. And Talon prints stuff for us all the time. But once you put it back on the internet to give away or sell or trade the 3D files so other people can print their models for free, technically it interferes with the commerce of Battletech, which we are required to defend. I hope that makes sense, everybody. It's the nature of the beast. And we are simply stewards of this. We are stewards of Gondor. We are really not allowed to have our own opinion on this subject.
No crossing the streams.
And feeling about that insane right about now. So
I haven't ordered anyone to charge it's Gilead yet, so I'm feeling pretty good. No one's been riddled with arrows yet. So hope was it Travis? Travis, I hope that made sense and you understand where we're coming from here. As far as what you do personally for yourselves, enjoy. Okay, but please, I'm just asking you, don't make it don't go back and then basically compete with the top product that's in the market. That's where we've got to take notice of it. All right. So anyway, hope that helps.
My Duck Soul will there be more redesigns for those mechs from 3050 and back that Kickstarter didn't have?
Yes.
Yes.
There we
That's
go.
fair.
love
I think
this
we just
one.
answered this.
Is it possible to see Luthien and Twycross done up like we did to Kaid?
We still need to see how well Tukia does. Even though it's been out for a month, you have to look at sales and responses and the interactions with your community across several months. I would love to see those. I consider Tukia to be one of the coolest books that we have done in years and years and years. And Aaron and Ray and their team, I just kicked them from above and they made it happen. And I am just so incredibly happy with how it turned out. I would love to see more of that happen, but we got to wait a little while to see the ultimate response. You guys and how much you guys enjoy it and play it, and to be honest, buy it. That'll help us determine if we get to do more like this.
Chris Hespy, this is for you, Brent. Will we get a Strand of Mechty map preview before the Pledge Manager closes?
I already mentioned that. Yes.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we already mentioned that.
If there is something that has not been shown, we absolutely will show it. We're only down to about 4 or 5 things, and you absolutely will see it before the Pledge Manager closes on the 22nd.
Will it be done, or will it be a work in progress?
No, Kat said she'd have it done by Monday.
Sweet.
You guys realize Tukia only existed so Randall could write another Novacat story. I want to be very clear about that.
And what an awesome story it was.
Oh, it was.
Brian,
Absolutely.
more. Are we going to continue with the soft reboot, retelling of the storyline, or are we moving full steam ahead to all things Ill Clan? I think the answer to that is going to be both. But John,
Yeah, all of the above, dude.
I believe that should be a yes.
Yeah,
I mean, if you
pretty much.
look at what we've done the past several years, the breadth of the Battletech universe is so vast, and we just keep tapping all the areas from the Star League to the present Ill Clan. So both.
Yep.
What are the options you're looking at for making up for the defective Kickstarter dice? Lauren, I think that's a you question.
we are looking at a couple different things, and we don't know the full scope of the problem. Some people got great dice, some people got good enough dice, but too many people got bad dice, and we don't want to endorse that. That factory is really on our hit list right now. We're pretty mad. We need to wait for wave 2 to at least start shipping so we can see what the full scope of the problem is going to be. In the meantime, we're looking at trying to find either having people be able to send in pictures to get at least maybe an e-credit or something. I mean, a lot of the dice we give away is free with certain pledge levels, and we're going to try to find something to do for those people. Some of those dice were bought, over and above, like collections. Like people bought like entire collections of the dice, and the dice were not acceptable. We're trying to balance that process, guys. We're trying to figure it out. And we've got the new dice, the tactical dice kits coming out right now, and Randall is on them every day and looking at the dice and on their case about how bad their quality control was the last time. So we're just going to wait to see, do they make up for it? And this is a good company. We've used them before for a dice product, and we've been happy with them. So they really dropped the ball. How we will compensate for that, we are trying to figure out. So please just allow us some time to really look at that. It may be a while, but we will get to it eventually. I say it's a $5 problem. We just solve the $500 problems first before we get to the $5 problems. Okay, I hope that makes sense. Randall,
For what it's worth, one of the weirdest things about that is that like Lauren said, we've used them before. They've done great stuff for us. All of the proofs were perfect.
Yeah.
None of the defects that you guys saw when they all went through the full distribution of stuff, none of that stuff showed up when they sent up the pre-done ones for approval. So that was one of the hardest things when we all heard that you guys were getting funky dice. We're like, what? How did that even happen? So that's part of why we're approaching this gingerly of like, let's make sure whatever solution we do doesn't cause more problem and actually does resolve the issues.
So another couple of questions that I've seen is getting the older source books available as PODs, as we did with the two Succession Wars books. So we want to do this, absolutely. what made the Succession Wars books relatively easy to do is that they were modern books with modern files, and it wasn't, and even with modern files, and when I mean files, I mean the layout files that you use to construct them. Even with that, it still was a fair bit of jumping through hoops, and they would mail a copy to Ray, and it would be awful, and he would do the tweaks again, and they would mail him a new copy, and it would be awful. So even then, you know, again, well, I have a shelf of POD stuff. Watching the algorithmic curve of how fast print on demand has improved has been awe-inspiring. But there's still a lot of problems with it. So it just takes a lot of extra time. And that is when we have modern files. Most of those books on those shelves, no files exist. Somewhere between the transition from FASA to WizKids to us, all of the electronic files of all those old 3.5-inch discs just got lost. So we have to, and so most of the PDFs, in fact, I just was responding to somebody, the PDF was an old OCR scan. It's a little blurry. It's not very good. And he's absolutely right. There's no way we're going to do a print on demand. Now, my ultimate goal, and I'm sure Ray and Aaron are going to like bleed out their eyes, I would love to see if we can find somebody who we actually dedicate, and their job is copying and pasting those OCR files into brand new files to do all new layouts.
Yeah.
That is a lot of work.
Dude, I just had a little mini stroke.
I know. Now, I think it's worthwhile to try. I think we're in a place where the field manuals, I've seen like 5 different requests on the field manuals.
Yeah.
And let's be clear, I've been here long enough to know that the field manual, outside of the tech readouts, is the best-selling series of source books ever published for Battletech. They were awesome. Lauren wrote a whole pile. I wrote some. Like, we loved those books. I think those would be the perfect test bed for that. It's just a whole crap ton of work. And so it's always the balance of, we got to keep things going. How much time are we able to then spend to go back?
John, here's a chance for some show and tell. The new premium hardbacks do amazing. Ryan DeHaas. What books do you plan to do in premium hardbacks next? Thank you.
Yeah, but
You got anything to show off there? And of course, your answer is going to be Double Blind, Binding Force.
oh, that guy? Oh God, no, no.
What a
Let's
hack.
move to the bottom of the list, right after Randall. So, unfortunately,
Do you know what? He'll put Double Blind in the moment you turn over Wolf's Den.
Oh, harsh. Harsh.
right after we get the Founding Clans
Right
trilogy
after
out.
we get the Founding
Yeah.
Clans novels.
Yep.
Yep.
Set up for that.
So the funny part is, we have the leather copies, but I put them on my bookshelf. Like, I don't need these anymore. I can put them in the shelving. What was the question again? What other books do we want to do?
What books
What's
are we
the
doing
next
for
books we're going to
hardbacks?
do after?
Yeah, what's the next premium books?
Well, that ties into what we're doing next year, and I'm not sure I can talk about that just yet. I know which ones I want to do.
Trilogy, the
And great-
Civil War trilogy. Look, most likely the books will be ones that will come out in trilogies or collections of 3. So if there's authors who've done lots of books, expect to see at least a set of books from them. Obviously, Warrior Trilogy will be top of the list to do right away because it's the Foundation trilogy.
Great Death Legion for Mercenaries.
Great Death Legion, yeah. I mean, so
That's
those
probably
kind of
the 2 that's going to be next year, I think. I'm 99% sure.
And because I called my Civil War the Civil War trilogy, it'll be on the list.
I don't recall that ever being an official subtitle, so we'll have to
Shut up.
I would agree. I don't see how we cannot do the Warrior Trilogy and the Great Death Legion Trilogy as the next premium set. After that, then they'll be throwdown and yelling at each other and duking out what it should be.
Yeah, people go into fisticuffs.
I don't know, a big 8-set, the Exodus or the end of the clans, the 8-set box set would be hilarious. That'd be awesome. So that takes some work to get to.
Yep.
Look, eventually, if you guys are interested, we want to do them all. We even Coleman's. I mean, yeah, sure, I'll throw that in.
All right, let's try to see if we can get 6 questions in a lightning round here. So see if we can get these quickly.
So Lauren, I'm gonna throw one out there because I've been looking at it for a bit. The Mad Cat Equipment digital poster and the Clan Invasion visual cornucopia on the store. Will there be a way to purchase just the digital poster? As a backer, I already have the other 3. I feel like that's a you question.
Do we have a way to purchase, Randall? Are we making a way to purchase the big equipment poster?
As a physical poster or as a digital?
No, as a digital.
Digital.
The question is digital. That's on you.
Isn't it? It says, well, it's already in the Clan Invasion cornucopia, which for just that digital poster. As a backer, you should have the digital. As any backer should have almost should have the Mad Cat Equipment digital poster, shouldn't they?
That's what I thought. I thought that was part of the visual.
Charles, we're going to look into that. I think you should already have access to it. At least either I don't understand your question.
Yeah, that was actually my biggest response to it too. I think we were all looking at each other going, "Don't they already have it automatically?"
Yeah. John, are the MechWarrior Dark Age novels going to be coming in EPUB format?
Someday, yes. When that day is going to be, I don't know. But this is not on us. This is due to existing previous publisher issues. That's all I'm going to say.
This is a fight between Topps and Rock Publishing, and we are trying to do our best to pry it out of their cold, dead fingers.
There you go. Yes.
I don't think so.
Nick Gizmo. Who should I contact if I want to support you as a fact checker or even a writer?
Yeah. Thanks, Nick. We appreciate that. For writer, honestly, start submitting to Shrapnel, and I'm not kidding. It's open right now for submissions. For fact checker, drop Aaron, Mr. Cahill, drop him a line at your email, Aaron. If you want to, I don't know if you want to put that in the chat or state. Okay, there you go. Yes, fact checkers are a vital part.
Your voice is off.
Or fizzled out. It's not my fault. It's his fault.
Check too. Check.
Aaron at catalystgamelabs.com, right?
Yep. Fact checkers are an integral part of our crew. We really appreciate the work they do. Unsung heroes, literally. So.
Thurman, I fixed it. So just it was a personal question. Eric Johnson, what about bringing back some of the older authors like Charette? John, lightning answer.
You should mention that. Well, this is a little longer one, so I can't do a lightning answer. So this is tying back into, deal with it. Because there was an earlier question about what is going on with the reboot for GDL, which leads into, are we doing a soft reboot or new stuff? And the answer is all of the above. I have a manuscript on my hard drive from Bill Keith, a brand new GDL novel that is going to be published next year. So the answer is yes, but we're also moving forward with reconstituting the GDL, which I'm very excited about in the new timeline. So there's a lot of GDL goodness coming down the pike. Those of you who love the Merc unit, which I do too, you're going to get more than you expected, and I hope you're going to love it all. So there you go.
Saber, why is QML only offering less than half value credit for voucher for defective items? QML has a lot of leeway into how defective an item is. If the corner of your book got dinged, they're really probably not going to want to replace the full value of a $50 book for a dented corner. Or if one mech lost an arm in a pack of 5, they may offer you a smaller credit to make up for that. Because sending replacement product in a campaign this big would be prohibitively difficult and prohibitively expensive. So I hope that makes sense. If you feel they are not valuing a defect correctly, then you would bring it to us, and we would help look at that item and probably work with you on that. But we ask that you be just everyone be reasonable and everyone be patient. QML, we're working on teaching them how to properly judge this stuff and move forward. So why are we not selling ugly Christmas sweaters?
I tried getting Lauren into this. He wouldn't bite.
Well, we just found a place to do ugly Hawaiian Battletech shirts. So
ooh,
Yeah,
First I've heard of that.
Battletech Ugly Christmas Sweaters. I don't know if you found a place that can do those yet for a reasonable price. Have you found that yet, Ray?
Nope.
So
see, you keep coming back to this for a reasonable price, and I'm telling you, it does not need to be reasonable.
I don't know.
I would second that. I would second that. Yeah.
Ugly sweater. That's not a problem.
something Jodas Furnace. Something Quadmex? I assume this is a question about Quadmex in general. Ray?
Here we go.
What's
Check
Ray
out
has your
Shrapnel.
back.
Shrapnel number 3. Seriously.
I think they're talking about miniatures, John.
Yeah, miniatures.
Well, gee, he wasn't specific.
Not everything's about writing, John.
It should
Ray,
be.
you better just talk right over the top of him, dude.
Ray, Quadmex,
So-
you want to comment?
Quadmex? We'll see Quadmex soon.
There we
As far
go.
as
I
that
like that.
question, there's a question about new equipment, tech, all that. In general, what you guys want to be watching are the recognition guides that are coming out every other week. Keep looking at that if you want to know what's going on as far as redesigns, new designs, possible future miniatures, new tech, new development.
When will the
Recognition
legendary Mech Warrior book release, Randall?
You may kill both.
So
Simultaneously murder.
I
So
just want to see
this-
him drop on the
this-
screen.
this book. So can't the yeah, it's hard to even articulate. So the canon characters, as cool as an idea as it was, ultimately was the biggest single mistake we've made. That's just been a colossal, giant, massive pain. As a close second to that is this book. Now, unlike canon characters, I think this book will end up being one of the coolest, best looking books ever published for Battletech. This book is amazing, but it was a colossally painful, difficult thing to get done. And Ray, in fact, somebody was commenting earlier about whether Ray was falling asleep. That's because I think Ray was up till about 2 or 3 in the morning, still doing layout on that book. Till 5. The second this is done, he's going to send, hopefully, a PDF to Aaron and I, and we will continue proofing. Sometime this weekend, it will finally go to print. We then will discuss, are we just releasing the PDF right away? Do we wait a little bit? That's a discussion for later. So you'll get the PDF, I'd say, within the next month or two,
Yep.
whether that's early or later. But I felt it worthwhile to spend a little time saying this book was one of the most painful things that's ever been worked on. But I hope when you guys get it, you'll agree that it might be just one of the coolest things ever done for Battletech.
Shout out.
There's a bunch of repeat questions here for those who may have joined late, so let's hit them real fast. John, will you expand the story of Clan Wolverine survivors?
No.
Okay, unlikely. Will the character database
Highly.
webpage be updated once all character info is received? Yes, we will update the character surveys and have someone dedicated to only answering those questions very soon. With the Kickstarter being successful, are you looking for tanks, other mechs, vehicles, etc.?
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Yes. Are you happy with CrowdOx? Yeah, mostly. We've op-checked them a couple times and broke their system twice, but they've been very helpful coming back and fixing things and trying new things with us. So overall, we are happy with CrowdOx. Also, for those who have not heard, CrowdOx merged with the other really large backer support software out there called BackerKit. So CrowdOx and BackerKit are now one big family, and that's going to make for really awesome things in the future. What is the current amount of money that Kickstarter has brought in? It was posted at, we closed at what, 2.5 million roughly?
2.6, I think.
2.6, and we have doubled that thanks to late backers and everything else. Does not mean, guys, we suddenly have $5 million in our bank accounts. It's just sitting there. Almost all that went right back out to factories. So
Yeah,
You guys are keeping us
we
busy.
reopened the pledge manager, and $1 million came in very quickly, and I spent every last cent of it on plastic minis.
It's
So,
amazing how fast Randall can spend money when it's in the bank account. Like having another wife, really. Like,
Yeah, so all of you at home, when your wife is on you for how much money you spend on miniatures, Randall spends so much. Well, you should just tell her, I am good. You
Yeah,
should see what other people are spending.
I signed a piece of paper, one of many 2 weeks ago, that was for $550,000 in printing for one company.
God.
So this is it. This is the reason why we did this Kickstarter. Thank you guys so much for helping us get here.
Yes.
But it all gets spent to make this money.
And some people have asked me personally, like, where does this money go? Where's this money going to be going to? Honestly, where it's going to is going to go into future mech development and stocking our warehouse up. So for every 2 or 3 Lance packs, Force packs you buy, we put one more in the warehouse for somebody else downstream. So really what it's going to is pre-stocking inventory. That's what this is going to. John question. Beyond 4 issues. There's an easy one.
Yeah.
Yes.
Still going forward. We're committed to going forward at least, I believe, another year.
Yep, and thank you guys for the response to that. It's really been gratifying to see you come out for short fiction. And again, I will say it is open for submissions. Those of you who want to dip your toes into writing for Battletech, game material, and
there's
fiction.
One for you from Commander Hatchie. When is the fan art book being released?
That's a really good question, actually. We have, obviously, we are just on the tail end of all of the stuff we're dying to get off for Wave 2. And that was one of the items on the top of my list. Like, wow, this is like the unicorn. Once we get past the stuff going for Wave 2, we can actually finally start looking at some of these other items. And it's been amazing to see what came in from the fan art project. Now, admittedly, the book, it's always been intended to be an electronic book. So I don't know that it would ever see print, although we may see a limited POD kind of thing. But I think you guys are going to be really, really chagrined to see the crazy cool variety of stuff that the fan base turned in on this. It's been pretty amazing. It really, really has. So huge kudos out there.
Did you answer the question, when will it be released?
Sometime next year.
Okay.
John, watch your breathing into the mic.
That's someone's win. Someone's fan is going.
Anyone? Plans for future Force packs? Anyone want to give a short answer on that one?
Yes. Well, let's be clear. There's like 12 packs still to come out.
There'll be our upcoming theme will be mercenaries. Let's just leave it at that for now.
Yep.
And this, I don't know what this must be for Ray, because this is a word I don't know. When are the Tatate coming back? I don't know if I got that right.
Never.
We've got a story slated for them for when we finally shut Battletech down.
Invade and finish off the inner sphere. That's the plan.
What are these Tatates?
Isn't it the bird aliens
from
Far Country?
Yeah, it's interesting you said that. Somebody was talking about when we were going to do the premium version of Far Country in leather, and I was wondering, do they have ostrich leather? Because we could do that.
Yeah, feathers.
Oh, like the pink limited edition they have.
Yeah, I like that. Just
because
now I know it will cause all of you so much pain, I'm going to get someone to write a Tatate story just so you have to publish it and deal with them.
Can you have them fighting the Wolverines?
We don't. Me in it? No, we don't.
Fighting the what, Ray?
Fighting
the Wolverines.
The Wolverines? They gotta be somewhere, right?
Ultimate combat. There you go.
Are the premium record sheets? So I think this is a question for Randall. The premium record sheets only 32 sheets as described in Cradox. There are 103 mechs total. So do only some of them have premium record sheets?
Correct.
Correct. And it's 32 double-sided sheets, half-sized, and then those same mechs full-sized. This was a total experiment. Once it gets into your hands, you guys are going to let us know whether this is something you want to see more of. And if you want to see more, then we'll do more. But for now, it was just a slice of the Kickstarter.
Mike H, driving when I heard we should bring up the canon characters in case you guys missed us.
Yeah, I said it's a personal question. Moving on. Mike will look into it.
Just see force packs. Question: what about the backers in EU and regarding the UK hub? As the Brexit is approaching, will you move the hub to a more EU-friendly country then?
We're already on top of it. Quartermaster Logistics has already identified and gotten us a new hub in, I think, in Germany for all of the EU. So we'll have the UK hub for the UK and a German hub for the EU, and everything else stays the same. So we're on top of it. Absolutely.
I think we also answered this one. Is there a plan to continue updating the mechs in the line? Will vehicles be included? I think the answer to that was yes.
Yeah. Well, yes. Admittedly, though, just so we're clear, I know a lot of the vehicle fans, they really love their vehicles. We have been working very diligently to work our way through the most important mechs and things in the line. And ultimately, we do intend to do, all of the fundamental ones. I don't know that we plan on working our way through all of the vehicles in the same way, and certainly not in the short run. You got to plan big picture here, long game. We have many, many years of redesigns and things to go. So just know that though that will not be something that you'll see your full complement of every vehicle ever designed in Battletech next year. That's not going to happen.
Yeah.
Right.
Havoc and Richard Hancock et al., who are not really asking questions, just commenting on our Wave 2 discussion, all pointing out that Wave 2 is likely coming next June or maybe September of next year. Y'all are mean. You're not necessarily wrong. You're just mean.
They're just under promising, over delivering.
Yeah. Are there any updates on what the tactical dice will look like? Randall.
Next week, I will have photos. We have, I think, 4 more updates before we close everything.
Don't you have some right there on your desk somewhere?
They're not going to be able to see it on here. Yes, as a matter of fact, I have them right here.
And then he shakes it. Nice.
It's so easy to see. Yes, nice photos will be taken out in my light box, and I will post up next week.
There we go. I hope the tactical dice end up being movement dice. That's the plan. That's what they're doing, right?
Absolutely.
The PM closes in 3 days, right?
No.
22nd.
Oh, 22nd. Sorry, that was the 15th.
Yeah, the update we posted yesterday has extended the PM by 7 days because we were able to get the Tukiad physical book in there to get to every hub. And also because just the credits we keep coming with more character credits. We want to give you all enough time to deal with that. So we got 7 more days in there.
Any details on the Grey Death revival?
Already addressed.
I'm pretty sure we did. Yeah, I think we did too.
It's in the works. It's coming. There you go.
We don't want to tell you too many details. So you don't tell kids what they're getting for Christmas. So
exactly.
There's some hints. There's some hints in the recognition guys and the Legends book coming out.
Definitely go immediately to the Legends book.
David Ing wants to know where they can order the collector Leathersoft novels on the Kickstarter and eventually on the Catalyst Game Lab store.
Thank you, Lauren.
Yeah.
By the way, just real quick, Mike H. I think someone mentioned about his Canon character. Mike, you're going to want to pick up Shrapnel 3. I just saw that name in there.
There you go.
Nice.
Colin Ford has got a question for the whole group. What has been the best part of this project? That's the one I think the whole group should answer because we always forget. We deal so much with the stupid stuff. We forget what we liked about the last 9 months of craziness or 10 or 12 months of craziness.
I start?
We'll start with Randall there.
Okay.
Well, let Brent start.
Brent volunteered. We always take the volunteers.
Brent.
Yeah, I jumped on the grenade. I get to go first. Admittedly, having the 3D models of all these miniatures or of all the mechs has been a monstrous tool for the Battletech art team. It has allowed us to bring in brand new artists that don't even really know Battletech and have them overcome that hurdle of learning the level of subject matter expertise of all the mechs scaled correctly, all the details right, everything properly, and hand brand new artists to the IP 3D models and say, go ahead and do this for me. And we're getting amazing art in half the time. It has just been phenomenal. So the amount of artwork that we are now cranking out is dwarfing anything we have ever seen in Battletech. And it's just the beginning. So
Great.
In the last 4 months, we've doubled the size of the Battletech art team.
Yeah, it's been pretty awesome. Ray.
This Kickstarter has been the culmination of 15 years worth of discussion, development, planning, pushing. It's been a Sisyphean effort, and finally seeing everything for a decade plus that we've wanted to do suddenly all in 1 year. We've made it happen through the Kickstarter, through everyone's support, finally. So I can't point to any one thing. It's everything that's happening now and that we're planning in the future.
Aaron.
It's really exciting.
Getting to spend more time with Ray.
Thank you.
It's the
He
energy
is
of the
soft and
community,
cuddly.
Lauren,
I started doing this in 2013, and it was hard to get attention. I was trying to like promote battle and get attention for it. Now it's flipped completely. There's almost too much to keep track of, and that's actually a good thing. That's been great to see, just with people feeling that energy, feeling excitement about the property again. Whereas that wasn't necessarily the case when we started a couple of years back. So that's been great to see.
John.
So I'm going to circle back to the first time this question was asked at the first AMA, and I said it was minute 9 of the Kickstarter because that's when we funded. And honestly, and this still over the past year, the reaction from all of you, the fan base, has been the most gratifying thing of this entire Kickstarter. We produced a ton of great products, but it's that you guys believe that we could pull this off, and you allowed us to make it happen. That the Battletech fan base is alive and well and growing, and that's the biggest joy I get from this.
Yep.
Randall.
That first hour.
Yeah, I kind of got to build on John's. I mean, don't get me wrong, the art is amazing. Every time I look at the recognition poster, I literally get a little teary-eyed to think that we have elevated the quality of the style and look of these things that we love. But, I started work at FASA Corporation in 1996 when Battletech was still this huge thing. And I've gone through all of the dark days when from 1 year to the next, when FASA closed, we went from the second largest booth at Gen Con to a little 10 by 10 buried back in the middle of nowhere. I think those Teditech creatures were in the booth next to us. And to then go through all of those years and now to be back up where I go to my local game store and I walk in and the guy immediately is on me talking about the minis he painted, talking about the Battletech game they ran just that day, and they can't run them fast enough. So to see this game that we all love so much, that has been so much a part of our lives, now back in such a passionate, modern, amazing, this is cool, I want people to see me playing this way, that's the magic to me. 15,000 backers and all the bleed off into all the others that are coming in, that's what I love.
Talon.
Keeps me in a job. No, but really, it's actually I'm not as I haven't been in the Battletech as long as a lot of these guys here in chat have been, and I think the best thing, and I'm a Shadowrun fan myself, so I'm actually a big fan of our other IP that we do. But my favorite thing that I think that's come out of this Kickstarter is actually interacting with you guys, the backers, and seeing the excitement and the stories that you've brought. Have told me not only just in Help Scout, but in the comments threads, and seeing those stories and making me excited to continue working on Battletech, even if it's my second favorite universe. And the hype that you guys show makes me continue to want to continue working on products with this, and then continuing to come back to the Kickstarter and work with Randall and getting updates and videos done for it.
And for me, it's a little bit of everything. I love it when Brent shows me new pretty things every week with the art. It's been awesome. I love seeing the new product come out, like the initiative deck and other things we would not have tried anytime soon if it hadn't been for this Kickstarter. And just 16,000 fans who have come back from, almost like from the dead for us, because we didn't know if you were out there and still paying attention to us. And to see you all come back and push us to do new crazy things has been awesome. And for me personally, I love solving problems. I love trying new things. So the fact you let me do things like figure out how to do an urban mech plushie, I mean, that's just been hilarious. It's been quite a frustrating and fun path that I would never have gotten to do without all of you coming back and saying, make this fun again. And we've been doing that. So
yeah, considering that Urban Mech plushie was just a joke that we put out there originally too.
It was. I think it's great. It's going to be an ugly little beast, but I'm going to love it.
Sounds like an Urban Mech.
You saw Bishop just enter the chat, right?
So Colin Ford, thank you for that question, because it's always good for us to remember that we need to remember that there's a lot about this Kickstarter that we have been really excited about the whole way through. So
even if we're all bleeding from our eyes from staring at our screens at this point.
Hey, Chris Tuttle, I think we already answered about digital wallpapers. They're up there on the website. We'll get you a code so you can get the digital wallpapers.
So going back to a question then, the mechs that haven't been in the Kickstarter, will they be released in the future? I want a Scroggins redesigned Thorn. And will we see anything else being added to the Kickstarter?
I saw that, and I think you may be the only one that actually wants a Thorn.
Yeah.
we come on. Every one of us have one design that everyone else stared at us cross-eyed. We are, as a matter of fact, I wrote myself a note of I need to comment on the Goliath. We are continuing redesigns. We have a fantastic, brilliant team, and that absolutely, that will continue.
I got a double here for Randall from Chris and Eric. Succession Wars board game box set Kickstarter, ...
So Succession Wars has been one of my pet projects that I have wanted to see redone forever. I have played that game so many times I can't even describe it. Though interestingly enough, having my son and his friends play it for the first time this summer, or right before the shutdown happened, was really fascinating because they immediately tore it all apart because it's a 30-year-old game, but then showed the parts that were still awesome. That being said, my son and I have been designing, keeping very close to the chest, but have been designing a brand new giant 4X style that could sit on a table next to Eclipse or Twilight, or Star Trek Ascendancy, which is some of our funnest games to play. When exactly that's coming, we're not exactly sure yet, but wait for that coming down the pipeline. It is finally going to be here.
There's a question on Renegade Legion.
Yeah.
I have that PDF. If somebody's interested in Renegade Legion, somebody is redoing that game.
Look for Renegade Legion on Patreon and look for Budgie Smuggler Games.
Yeah, just
go. Renegade Legion. Is that Ross Babcock?
Ross does, but he's licensed it out. I think Joshua Perrion has it. And you can go on drive-thru right now and download a PDF of the new rules that they're playtesting. I haven't played it because I got to get Wave 2 stuff out. But the art and everything looked amazing. So, absolutely go check it out.
Let me jump in real quick.
This is dangerous. I think this is probably a Ray and or John question, but is novel about Jerome Blake and his actual ideas.
I swear, sometimes the fans are reading our minds or else they're in cahoots with authors. I actually have a pitch about this that we are considering. I'm just going to leave it at that. Seriously, it came in a couple months ago.
That's dangerous waters to swim in because
that's the thing.
It's 35 years of Battletech lore based around this guy's nutty ideas that created Comstar. Will it ever live up to your expectations?
See,
hard to say.
That's what I'm weighing. Yeah, it's very difficult. It's a tough pitch to thread, and I'm not sure it's going to happen. But it's funny. The serendipity of that question. So
that's what everyone wants to see. Like
Ray and Brent, I think we just lost you.
You did? I'm right here.
Yeah, you guys aren't on the don't have video anymore.
Ray just moved.
I'm looking right at him.
Really?
I see him still.
Maybe it's just me. Maybe it's just me then.
Maybe it's just you.
Can you guys hear me?
We're gonna answer something.
Yeah. Can hear
everybody.
I
can hear you, Ray. And yeah, it was. There's just a quick item on here. Jared D threw out right after Bishop said Hussar, 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 and yeah, that'd be awesome, Bish. Jared wanted the Yagermech, Dervish, Quick Draw, and Mackie. I'll throw out the first of those is going to see the very first entry in Legends is going to be the Mackie. and you'll get to see it.
Where else
It's
should we
been done.
start?
Could we ever see a modern Solaris 7 box set?
We've got ideas for Solaris 7.
Maybe.
Yeah, not quite sure it'd be the same kind of box that it was before, but
Just leave it at that.
yeah. So
Are we going to see
Battletech
any?
Kickstarter confirmed? Brian he's pushing us on this. Yes, we will do future Battletech Kickstarters, plural. The trick will be to try to do both small and large, guys. I mean, the trick will be to bring things out in crowdfunding, not because we need the funding, but more because we want to engage the audience with the product. So we'll be very careful as to what we bring out. We don't want to overdo it, and but there'll be both small and large campaigns in the future.
And it's interesting because
it's pretty safe to say after the pretty amazing response to this one.
Yeah, Lauren is saying that that's what the trick is, and he's not wrong. But I would say for the rest of us, the trick is not to have Lauren brainstorm at 11:30 on week 2, because it turns out crazy ideas come out of those things, and then we're committed to doing books like Legends. Just throwing that out there.
2,800 characters.
Hey, Legends was Randall's fault, not my fault. not taking the shot for that one.
Daniel Phillips has, are we going to see any pre-hegemony stuff, maybe some expanded primitive mechs, CVV, Arrow rules stuff set during World War III, Soviet Civil Wars, and early Age of War?
Probably not.
Nah.
Probably not. It's not
There's
impossible.
things I would rather
now
do
the
first.
person's been asked is in their minds, and they're already working on it. I can see it in their eyes.
Yeah, it's come up.
Yeah, ultimately, I would say to that, never say never, because when the years just keep going by and we come up with something wacky, there are some things we never thought we would do and we've done, but yeah, probably not.
Just apparently a comment from Stephen Cross: for a small, in quotation marks, company with the number of employees you've managed the Kickstarter superbly.
Thank you. And I see
you very
Bill
much.
also weighing in there to say that, guys, we know we screw things up here and there. Our goal is to screw up as little as possible, but the excitement of 15,000 fans is hard for us not to really appreciate what we get to do for a living here and to work with you guys. So just always realize we're doing the best we can with a small team. We appreciate it.
I see a comment in there asking about the Leviathans Kickstarter. Thank you very much for that.
I don't see that anywhere. I don't see that.
Yeah.
That's on the schedule still?
In fact, yesterday, when some people didn't show up to the development meeting, Brent and I...
Leviathans has development meetings?
Yeah. Poor Brent. No, we are... building out right now, it's all about spreadsheets and data and building out the framework for the Kickstarter. So right now it's absolutely on track to launch in the spring. Again, we need to get another month or two under our belt and get Battletech completely out of the way, but Leviathans absolutely is being worked on and is coming.
Yeah. Very Silent Mouse asked, when is the Wolf Dragoon origin story dropping? As soon as I can get Mike Stackpole to quit writing other books and come work with me so we can outline and write the darn thing. It is in our plans, but getting Mike and me on the same schedule has been problematic. But we are going to work on it.
So a follow-up question to that I've seen several, the Clan Foundation novels. So most of my, Ray, Aaron, and Brent, with a whole bevy of team, have been killing themselves to get product out, and then I just leap from fire to fire to help get those out the door off to the production. Next, so the first novel has been utterly and completely reviewed. It has had about 10,000 words of additional content added. The only thing left is now for me to fold in the last of the a couple of fact-checking things that were caught here at the end. Fingers crossed it will be out in the next 30-ish days or so. And then next week, part of the plan will be to be spending a little bit every week starting to work on the other 2 novels. So part of the, just can't get to it because I got to work on getting the Wave 2 stuff out. But the novels absolutely are coming.
John, I have a question about unabridged audio. Were our current audiobooks abridged?
Hell no.
No, they're all unabridged.
Every single one is unabridged.
To the original audiobooks that appeared a million years ago.
Oh,
Those
those were abridged.
I refuse.
Those were abridged. No, I'd fly out and beat John up if he tried to abridge them.
Yeah, we'll never abridge an audiobook.
Correct.
They're on cassette too.
Gender Brat, updates on the Kickstarter Insignia Dice and options to pursue to fix or replace. We already answered that. We are just waiting for the full scope of what ended up happening with the dice. You can also scroll back and see our answer for that as well, unless anyone wants to just reiterate on it.
Ray and Aaron from Will Ill Clan feature some new weapons, gear, tech? ?
Not necessarily in the source book itself.
Okay.
And when are you going to get
see.
Berserker redone?
The what?
Berserker redone. That thing seriously needs some love.
Not sure. It's on the table, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, I saw some statements about the Annihilator. I guarantee the Annihilator will be in the next set because first of all, it's got a big mercenaries story to it, so it's got to be there. So I'm a fan of the Berserker, the Annihilator, the Sagittaire. I'm gonna force those in there, damn it.
So many mechs and only so much time.
I know.
There is lots of time. This is just the beginning.
Yeah.
We'll be overhauling mechs for years to come.
Yes, years and years.
And producing new ones.
Yep.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I have lost my place again because my live chat ended up.
There was one asking about Destiny.
I'm trying to skip questions we've answered before because there's still a lot of questions to get to, and we're in our last 30 minutes.
Official new Battletech Plastic City terrain.
Eric Johnson, will we see another 20-year update kind of book?
Possibly.
Exactly.
Possibly something like that.
Tal, did you have one?
Yeah, official new Battletech Plastic City terrain. Flat maps are fun, but love to support you more on some 3D buildings.
There are logistics involved in that one that are actually very complex. That's a bigger question than you would think.
It's been discussed and will continue to be discussed. Obviously, neoprene flat maps were like the next step up from paper maps, and we're looking at other options as well.
Someone asked, what's the next set of maps planned for the Kickstarter? Really like the alien worlds and deserts.
Yeah.
There's not another one planned for this Kickstarter. I'm going to reach out and punch anyone if they say otherwise. But the next map set that is already...
I want to point out, you and Brent were the ones that doubled the number of maps in this Kickstarter.
I don't know what you're talking
about.
I don't know what you're talking about. No, the next one underway is a large scale city mapscape. I'm incredibly excited for where we're going to go with that. But that's going to be the next map set that's already being worked on.
Yeah, admittedly, we had 2 big map sets in the works. The next one was supposed to be lunar because of the feedback that we got back from those first lunar maps that went out. And that sounded great until we had diabolical plans completely run amok with regard to what's happening with the major events for next year. So as far as the worldwide event and stuff. So yeah, we ended up bumping the lunar one. So the lunar set is still in the works, but we put a city set in front of it, which is going to be amazing. One of the coolest things that we've seen about this, and you guys may have noticed on some of those, like every map set and stuff that has buildings in it, those buildings have been built by one of our artists in 3D so that all of the shadows are actually correct. And he does the shadows from all 6 directions so that we can rotate them if we need to change the way the map is done. We are literally building a city. So he is building a city of buildings in 3D so that we can create an entire set of 12 city maps. So it's got
a quick lightning round here, starting with Brent. Any updates on Brent and Blaine's new miniatures? When are your first 2 actually going to be making it to the store?
That is a good question. The honest truth is we had intended for them to already be in the store. And some of you will begin to see some photos coming out from a couple of the Catmo Specs guys that are working to put those together. We had an odd issue with the material in the molds. Ultimately, it was flexing too much, which caused really weird seam problems. We are rebuilding all of the molds. So instead of having them come out now with a lot of production issues, we wanted to make them as clean and crisp as possible. We are going back to square one, and we are in the process of rebuilding all the molds. So expect
early
those.
2021.
Yeah, Q1.
Next one,
John, are there any plans to collect together more of the old Battlecore fiction that you can't get anymore, especially in POD format?
Yeah, Amy Lee, thanks also for your comment on us supporting POD, and that's thanks to all the fans who buy it. Otherwise, we wouldn't do it. Yes, that is. It's a middling priority, but I want to get it done because there's so much great fiction on there that you guys can't have access to. There is a plan to release both in ebook and POD. So yeah, going forward, I'm trying to get that to raise up on mine. I have great stuff from Schmetzer. I have great stuff from Steve Mohan that's just sitting there that you guys can't access, and we're going to bring that out to you in time.
Battletech movie or short film? Realm of Possibility or Pipe Dream? Little of both. I have heard a rumor recently that there is a new Battletech script moving around in Hollywood. Doesn't mean it's any more likely than the last 17 scripts they moved around in Hollywood.
I was going to say, I read a script. In fact, I've read two scripts at two different companies. So
there is a new one that is making the rounds in Hollywood. That much I do know.
Well, that scares me. If we haven't seen it
about it, I got nothing. But it's always a possibility. And a pipe dream. How has the response to the Tactical Companion app been? Randall, do we have a response on that yet?
We might. I have not even been able to look up from getting product out the door.
From what I saw, it looks fantastic.
The initial blush that Jay gave me in the initial couple of hours, he's the lead on the company that produced it for us, appears to be incredibly good. I hope it is really good because I have incredibly grandiose plans for that thing, but I just haven't remotely had the time to dig into that. Hopefully that'll start happening next week.
Talon, I got one for you. I can't get to my digital content for the Kickstarter. How can I fix that? You get a general update on digital content?
Sorry, read the question one more time.
Digital content from the Kickstarter. Just in general. You want to comment on how people about the process of digital content right now?
So I'll make an assumption based off of the Tookian maps, the Tookian PDF that we just put out recently. So digital content is something that I continue to, like we talked about earlier in the Kickstarter, something that we look at doing new ways of doing. When we first did digital content, we released a single code for every product, which ended up very slowing down Kradox's system to the point of breaking it. And then we moved to generic codes, which worked a lot better. As we move forward with digital content, I'm still looking at new ways to make the process smoother for backers of this Kickstarter and in new Kickstarters to get digital content more easily, especially whether it's during the middle of the campaign or after the campaign. If you have a problem with redeeming one of your codes, a couple of our codes way early on, like the clan cornucopia code and the clan visual cornucopia code, those were mistakes on my part because I had accidentally sent them to be time sensitive. That's since been fixed. So if your issues with the clan cornucopia codes, those should be resolved now. And I'm also helping backers with the Tookian ones. The biggest problem with that one is that the link that you're sent to gives you the book and PDF combo instead of telling you to use the drop down menu and swap it to just the PDF. Those are the only issues I think I have with current digital content, but I'm always exploring new ways to make that a little bit easier than just putting a Dropbox link out that could eventually just go kaput, years down the line without us even knowing. So hopefully that answers that question.
My complete question list just hiccuped, and I lost the entire upper half of my list. I hope I got to most of the questions in there. I'm now just kind of like, I think we're now just kind of spot checking things through the list. trying to find important questions that we may have missed.
Just to provide a quick little answer, there's now like a whole stream of people talking about movies and they should go to Netflix. Ultimately, we have no control over that. We would love to be involved. We would love to have control over it. But that part of the license has nothing to do with us. And so ultimately we poke very carefully here and there. But at the end of the day, it has nothing to do with us unless they bring us in, and that's about where it stands.
Randall, can you comment about the lack of Alpha Strike cards for elementals in the Force Pack?
I think that was a Ray design decision.
Right?
Yeah, I don't think we included any cards at all because we nixed the special pilot since we didn't find a real exciting way to do that since it's supposed to focus on individual people. And we dropped that, so we decided to go ahead and drop the Alpha Strike card as well.
Okay.
So,
Will there be more clan-specific field/combat manuals at some point?
Maybe.
Any chance another run of the Red Duke shirts? No, but you're talking like the full sub-dye, full-body shirts like Brent is wearing, modeling right there, with his somewhat manly physique.
Gamer physique.
That particular shirt, no. Other shirts like it, probably. Eventually, yes. Once we get back to conventions and other things, so we have, those shirts sell best at conventions, so we really need the conventions up and running again before we do a new one.
How can I tell if my canon character is in a pilot deck so I know which ones to buy? It's a pretty good canon character question. I thought
That's
that
a good question.
I'm pretty sure our original plan was that we will make sure to have it up on the website.
The character website is supposed to have that information. Mike Ritchie will be getting to it now that we kind of we've got a plan on how to deal with it. So in the near future, it should list where each character does show up.
So I do know that there is a website, Lauren, correct me because I talked to you about it, that they're in the Sarna net, that there's a group of people who are posting where people's IDs are as they find them.
Yeah, the Sarna guys are just doing amazing work. We really appreciate them.
Yeah, I know there's a page on there. If your name might even be on there because they've just been ripping open product and then just going through and filling in the names as they find them.
John, Charles Gideon asked if someone submitted a shrapnel in June and hasn't heard anything, is that a good sign? I think it's a sign that their story might have gotten lost.
Yeah, that's weird because Phil's been pretty much on top of anything in Slush. That's very odd. You might need to check back in on the Moksha site. That's what I would suggest.
When will the Battle of Tokyo book ship? Ordered on Black Friday and haven't received shipping notice yet.
They are all shipping right now, and they will be done shipping, I was told by PSI, on or before December 18th. That should mean everyone should still get their books before the holiday, but it's gonna be a race because PSI is staying. They usually shut down on December 14th for the rest of the year. They're staying a couple extra days to make sure all those books get mailed.
Any chance of the old battle droid mechs, like the original Behemoth, making a comeback
said the
at
word.
all?
George Lucas is gonna come and gonna show up at our door now.
No, that'll be the mouse.
Yeah.
Yep.
Odd question: the German novels, could they be translated into English and thus made canon?
I have looked into that more than once. Translation is kind of pricey, is the problem. That's the barrier to. I would love to get those. I think it'd be really cool to cross the pond. I just haven't been able to make it work yet. But I'm still looking into it. If I can find a way to make it work, I will.
Another question for you, John. Does Catalyst plan to proactively hire publishers to get Shrapnel core books and more lore translated into Spanish and other languages?
We would love to work with foreign publishers. They just need to come find us.
Yeah, but proactively hire. I don't think we are going to proactively hire people to publish the work.
No, it works the other way. It works the other way around. They come to us for a license, and they actually pay us to do things in translation, and we are wide open. There's something happening down in South America. They're doing Shadowrun. I would love to get this into Italian and Spanish, absolutely. So if you can send publishers our way, that's how this stuff works.
This goes for the game side as well, because we field a lot of these questions. And the thing is that we don't go looking for somebody to publish in Brazil. If they need to come to us and talk to us about a license for other languages.
Kevin Shirley recommends the Tatate plushie. Yes, I love it.
That's way free. That's way free.
I think shouldn't it be like a rubber chicken kind of thing?
Nice rubber chicken.
Any thoughts on a mobile app that houses all of the content cross-linked, indexed, and updated as errata happens, available via subscription?
Goodbye.
Yeah.
Airball.
It'll be written by Unicorn.
Yeah, that sounds like it would be doable, but ultimately you'd have a whole giant team of people doing nothing but that. That is such it's a cool idea to think about that, but the implementation would break multiple teams.
Functionally have that with Sarna though, so there you go.
Yeah, just because it's also funny.
A reminder to show off the Legends leather cover, because I think we only did a mock-up originally.
That may be, well, we'll see how fast Regent moves. That may be one of those things that just doesn't come in before the pledge manager closes, because they have to produce it. We've turned it over. They're them producing it. They then ship the sample to us. Whether it makes it in on time, it'll be a close thing.
And just because it's funny, and because the username seems very appropriate, Dr. Bonsai, give me a hardcover of Far Country, you cowards.
I've seen a couple of questions about a new art book. First, I think when you get Legends, you will see that it is a phenomenal art book. That being said, we absolutely have talked about when is the next time we're going to do something similar to the 25 years of art and fiction. So we will probably do another one of those in another year or two.
Or 5.
Yeah.
Brent, could we see more art focused on battle armor? I'm going to underline that, because the recent battle armor things we've seen have been amazingly cool. I wouldn't mind seeing that myself.
It's a really cool idea. Battle armor has a special place within Battletech, but it also needs to be addressed properly. And with the focus on things in plastic, producing battle armor at the correct scale suddenly has levels of complexity that are very haggard-ish.
Yeah.
So anyway, we definitely love battle armor. Was a huge amount of battle armor actually submitted to us through the fan stuff that was all commissioned by Matt Plog. There's a lot of things with regard to battle armor moving forward. The truth is, it hasn't gotten a lot of attention over the last 18 months just because we've been getting the Kickstarter out the door. But as we continue to move forward through things, battle armor will continue to exist, be a thing, and be expanded elsewhere. We do need to start building battle armor 3D models so that battle armor can show up more in the art. As we, as I said earlier, handling over 3D models to artists for them to start generating illustrations for us speeds up the process to a massive degree. Having battle armor in there so that it can be properly scaled and set within the scene is also a big part of that. But it's just time and focus and energy and bandwidth. So it'll happen in time.
Someone asked about when will the neoprene maps be back in the store. I believe they are. I just looked at them the other day. There was at least 100 of each in the CGL store, and then the new desert and alien worlds maps will eventually make it there as well. But I believe the original 5 are there.
And for what it's worth, you guys have been seeing a lot of the velocity of things going through with those neoprenes. And I've seen questions in the past in other forums about their continued availability. Our intention is to keep those available. One of the things we've seen over the course of the expanding, so many more people are coming to play Battletech, is just that they're purchasing things at velocities that exceed anything we ever projected. So it's just a matter of you're seeing us get in new batches of reprints, we pump them into the store, they go out, and then it's okay, well, we can see the numbers are getting low, we need to reorder and stuff. So it's just the normal stuff of keeping items supplied. They're not going away.
Yeah.
I'm a backer and I haven't gotten the second cornucopia. I haven't heard about it till this live stream. I will talk with Lauren and get a thing out. to get the visual cornucopia code back out to backers again for those who maybe didn't get it, especially if you're a late backer, because I know that you wouldn't have been potentially on our initial emailing list. Lauren, unless you want us to handle that just one-on-one.
We'll handle that later.
Okay.
Brian Dalrymple, stores were able to get the hi Brian. Stores are able to get the bundle
Brian.
through distribution, but we have mighty need for more Lance packs. Brian, we have a person on our Help Scout email form just to deal with retailers. So if you want to email store@catalystgamelabs.com and put in the subject matter retailer, you can order, because you were backers, you can order material right now. Anything you've already had access to, you can up your order right now using that, because we love the stores that backed us. We know it's not the usual way they get products. So we got a guy on there just to help you on that.
Steven Cross.
Kroll, did the response of the Kickstarter surprise anyone? I would say both yes and no. I mean, anyone want to disagree with that? I mean,
Yeah,
we
both.
knew it would go big. I don't think we knew it would go that big that fast.
I think Brent and I were pretty much on the same page that we were going to hit $1 million pretty fast. How far it has gone, so for example, when the Pledge Manager opened back up, I was far more excited at the additional 1,000 people that have come in than I was for the money that we made. The fact that we have 16,000 backers, because for every backer that's here, you guys then are helping others that are going to be playing. So in reality, it's a much wider net that's being thrown. That was surprising, the sheer number of players that came out to be excited and to be a part of this. That's been fantastic.
Yeah, fond memories of staying up with Lauren, trying to generate new goals because we're blowing past
the first
oh my God.
2 straight days. John, Brent, Talon, Lauren, and I almost didn't sleep.
And we about killed Dak.
And we
Gosh.
I'm amazed.
Speaking of that, I want to throw out a personal thank you. There's so many that needed to be thank you'd, and we've thrown out lots of thanks, but we have not yet in this one thanked Dak. I cannot thank him enough. His vision, his style, his endless, yes, I will take on one more insane thing and do this thing as fast as possible.
At 4 a.m.
At 4 a.m, he has been a crucial, pivotal, fantastic member of this team to help get all this out the door for you guys. So yeah, giant shout out to Dak.
Yeah, absolutely. And Aaron Kroll, if Gen Con is canceled, will Cal do something for just Battletech players at a smaller convention in 2021? We would always love, we love conventions, and not doing conventions for a full year is killing us. We want to go. We want to see you guys. We want to hang out. We want to play. If there isn't, first of all, let's just hope there is a Gen Con in 2020. I think there will be a Gen Con in 2021. Think it's going to just make the schedule thanks to the vaccines. We'll see. If there is not a Gen Con, we will try to do something. I don't know exactly what it would be, and just trying to, the software really for doing virtual conventions really isn't as good as they would like it to be, because we looked at it last year. So we'll try. So that's the best I can do on that one.
What do you guys
I'm trying to find anyone else see any really major, cool, big questions we missed we're coming to the end here.
Yeah, real quick. Gideon Wolf asked ways ago, how do we find what book our name is in? And I'm afraid I don't really have a good answer for that, Gideon.
Pay attention, John. We answered this one twice already. It's going to be on the Canon Character website. There's a place for listing what product it shows up in.
Right.
All right.
We will get to that. Mike Ritchie is going to make that his personal project.
Okay, then never mind.
Come on, John, stick with us.
What do you guys think of fan-made products?
We love seeing stuff like that happen. We can't endorse or otherwise, comment on it too much. Just we love how excited our fans are about Battletech. If you're going to make a fan-made product, just please make sure it remains a fan-made product for you as a fan making something for you. Is our legal stance on that matter.
Yeah, don't charge any money for it. Have fun doing it, and it bears noting every one of us was involved, was creating fan-based product that caught the attention of the team, and that's kind of how we ended up here in one way, shape, or form. So
absolutely,
so we love them, absolutely.
Bishop Steiner votes for the Urban Mech Lamb as the basis for the next Kickstarter.
Yep. And speaking of pictures of things that get exciting for miniatures, let's just throw out, for those of you that don't know, in case you weren't paying attention to it, Camo Specs just launched their new website recently. It is phenomenal. The UI is great. Please, I know the fan base for a long time has always used that as like the benchmark for what should paint schemes look like for painting the miniatures that we just got in the mail, and that's your best shot for it. So go check it out.
Yep.
All right, I'm gonna just address the whole group for a minute. Himmelganger, I saw a couple questions for you in there about some personal questions. Please do what I'm about to tell everyone here they can do. If you have a question that please always check our updates on the Kickstarter. We put out a lot of information and updates that answers a lot of these questions that we see. But if you just have to reach out to us, you think there's a problem, we missed your character credit, whatever it could be. The best way to, first of all, do not use direct messaging on Kickstarter. Don't do it. Leave it alone. It's awful. We have a person digging into it, but it's a big hot mess. Stay away. The best way to reach us for these kind of questions is store@catalystgamelabs.com. Then in the subject header, please put something to tell us what you are calling about. Otherwise, this says generic. You have a store email, which I don't know who to give that to. So if you're a retailer, put retailer. If it's about a credit, put credit. If it's about your character survey, put survey or canon character. This will help me get it exactly to the person needs to get it as fast as possible. If it's a rules question for Ray, put rules. Something like that. So Himmelganger, I saw your question about I tried looking you up, but the only Himmelganger I saw didn't match what you were saying. So please reach out, store@catalystgamelabs.com, character credit, and you will jump right to the top, near the top of any fix-it list we have. Okay? So that's just simply the best way to get to us that stays organized and gets to the right person who can try to answer your questions. So please use that. Don't abuse it. Don't say, hey, where's my stuff? Check your pledge manager first. If you're single wave shipping and you've got a wave 2 item, your stuff's coming in March or April. Okay, so always check that first. That's the number one answer to that question. Hey, what's going on with the dice? As you heard, we've got plans. We're getting to the dice. We're not leaving anyone behind, but getting 50 questions, hey, what about the dice? That doesn't help. We need to solve the immediate problems, the ones that we need to solve before the pledge manager closes. So if you've got a real issue that will affect closing your survey by December 22nd, that's what we need to know. Okay, that's the number one thing we need to help anyone who has to solve a problem before December 22nd. So I'm just asking you to be kind to us. We're doing the best we can, but that's the way to get a hold of us. Okay. We are 3 minutes out. I know there's dozens of questions we didn't get to, but I think we did a pretty good job making a good dent in them.
So there's one question I've seen that a mechanic asked, I think like 3 or 4 times, that I realized got missed. First of all, I have no idea if the book on Amazon is the latest printing of Total Warfare, primarily because the way Amazon does their stuff is like this arcane tribbles in a black box, so I have no idea. The latest physical printing that is available has a 2020 date on it and is the 6th printing. That is the latest one that's available. The 7th printing is heading to print right now. But
And Dr. Bonsai did tease on the list about the Mech Commander book that was potentially lurking out there. I know Ray has been put on the schedule a Mech Commander's Handbook. Yep. I don't know what's in that book, and I'm not sure Ray's ready to talk about it yet. But there is a book on the calendar.
Yep.
So, all right, let's go once around the table. Guys, this is it. So anything you want to just tell people, answer real quick is great. Let's start with Talon. Once around the table, please.
I should be going around. I should be going last.
You get to go first.
Just want to say thank you guys for making this a awesome Kickstarter. We really couldn't have done this without you guys and your guys' support through the last year amidst COVID and other things that have gotten in the way of what would have probably killed most companies. This has been fantastic to work on, and it's been great interacting with you guys, every day of the week, whether it's through Help Scout, through the comments, or, seeing you guys back when we were doing conventions, when you'd walk up and thank us for the Kickstarter or talk about your cool stories that you'd want to bring to the table. So thank you guys so much. We really appreciate it.
Aaron.
Yeah, I'd say thank you again and say stay tuned. We built a big audience from this, and I hope that you all stay with us and keep reading. There's a lot more to come. This is a high point, but it won't be the last one.
Ray.
I want to say thanks to all the innumerable people on the team that help bring all the Battletech goodness to you guys. And I want to thank all the fans out there for the support over the years, keeping Battletech great.
Brent.
Huge shout out to all of the artists, old and young, new and veteran. Honestly, projects like this, it's so hard from a creative team standpoint. You don't really get a good vibe for it until it's in the rearview mirror and you've had a chance to emotionally process it. But the truth is, as cool as all the stuff is that we've done and been able to get out, the stuff that we've got coming down for 2021 is going to blow it all out of the water. So I just can't wait for you guys to continue staying tuned, see what we're delivering, what's going to print now. Wait till this stuff shows up. You get a chance to really see it in your clutches. You're going to love it. This is the best is yet to come.
John.
Second, everyone else has said that, so I'm going to answer the last two questions because I've been pulling them out to make sure I get to them. Once again, the hardcovers and the limited leather folk books are available through the Kickstarter Pledge Manager, and also they will be for sale on the store. Last but not least, Havoc asked about Smoke Jaguar Revival. When? Two things about that. One, it's going to be mentioned in Hour of the Wolf, and two, I've got next year for you in the Honor and Glory series a complete Smoke Jaguar novel from Steve Mohan that's going to be coming out. So that should take care of your Smoke Jaguar goodness for a while.
Going to be awesome.
Thank you, everyone, for everything.
Yeah, Battletech is just such a part of my life. And so many people, even in this thread, I have met you for decades at online and at conventions. You guys are what make us want to continue to do this and allow us to do this. And we are so humble and so grateful. I still somehow 25 years later, despite all the pain and the anguish and answering emails from Ray at 2 a.m. for widgets, it's still all worth it. And just thank you guys. You are fantastic.
I will underline that, and that we love what we do, but and everyone in this company knows we don't get to do this without you. We like hanging with you guys at shows. We like playing games. We like hearing from you. You let us explore this amazingly great universe that is Battletech. We are all extremely grateful to the fan base for that, and for the success of this Kickstarter and the overall success of Catalyst Game Labs. Never forget that we never take that for granted. We always appreciate you. Okay, so thank you for taking time out of your Saturday. I hope we got to enough questions. I know we didn't get to them all. We'll try to answer a few more. We will pull them out of here and try to answer them in some updates coming up. Other than that, guys, go have a wonderful, fun weekend. Stay safe. And, hopefully we see you all at conventions in 2021.
Yep.
right.
Thank you guys so much for joining the
Right.
AMA.
Thanks,
you.
everybody.
Thanks, everyone.
Pull stuff up.
As usual, guys, if you want to hit any more of the AMA stuff, make sure that you hit subscribe on YouTube and hit the bell icon so that you can be notified, because we are planning on putting up more videos of other things, whether it's product, random opening box products and other stuff like that. So if you're interested in anything like that, subscribe, hit the bell icon, and we'll see you guys whenever we post a new video, and as always in the updates.
Nice.